GM, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is Monday, the 20th of January, and another new all-time high for Bitcoin. So let's get straight into it then. And you'll just notice on the chart we've got up in front of us right here, you'll see that we've come into what is a key level. This is really a sort of best fit line of connecting the previous highs. So obviously the high in 2017, 2021, and again now. So we're basically coming into that trend line. That's not to say that this cannot be broken. I do expect this to break, but it's just interesting. It just obviously gives us an idea that we are in a level here of some resistance. However, I'm not expecting the price to stay below this level for very long. And if we look at the liquidation heat map, we can see we've got big liquidations above the price here. So all the way up to around about 110,000, 111,000. I think that based on this data, obviously the markets are sort of close to opening up. I would not be surprised if we do come up and make another new all-time high and take out this liquidity to the upside, and we see Bitcoin push on higher from here. Looking at the funding rate heat map as well, this is something that we will need to likely keep a tab on daily going forward. We can see that we are still very low in terms of the funding. We've got one or two things here. We've got Trump coin. I mean, I don't know why we've got data all the way back to November for Trump coin, seeing as it just got launched over the weekend on sort of Friday night, the early hours of Saturday morning for me. We've got Fartcoin as well, which is currently overheated too, but the rest of the market very low in terms of the funding. Obviously, we got ever so slightly heated early December. That's right before we saw a pullback. So obviously, we are looking at this as being a decent gauge of how we are in the cycle in terms of funding. Obviously, this we saw in December was absolutely nothing compared to what we saw early last year when we were around sort of late February, early March, and obviously before we got a significant correction in the price of Bitcoin and crypto assets. So, and obviously it took us many months, a good sort of 8-9 month correction in those prices until prices got going again. So obviously this is really going to be the warning sign, is when we see virtually the entire altcoin space completely orange, sort of yellow orange. Obviously that is not the case right now, so not too much to be concerned about right now in terms of the funding. And yeah, like I say, Bitcoin hanging out around about 108,000. If we just look at our other Bitcoin charts here, we can see the Bitcoin is also coming in and retesting the bottom of this channel. We've actually wicked into it. So again, we've got a couple of areas of or confluence of a couple of areas of resistance here, or a couple of points of resistance, should I say, with the sort of ascending trend lines that were coming in and we're retesting on both of those charts I've just shared. But like I say, as long as Bitcoin stays above this level, this 104,000 level, obviously we had a further retest last night, coming down to around, it was just below 100,000, yeah. And then obviously we've seen a massive rally today. I mean, nearly, well, pretty much $10,000. Sort of in the past, this would have been called a god candle. Obviously, the prices are a lot higher now, but that is some move. And obviously, we can see the direction that this market wants to go. And like I say, there is plenty of liquidity sort of up here. So if we do break out this descending trend line and start to trend higher, we could realistically run up, I think, much higher here. And first target I would have would be this 120,000 level and coming up to the top of this trend lines if we can get through the current resistance that Bitcoin is currently at. So let's see if obviously we get the momentum at the US Open this afternoon to actually take us through that level. If not, it might be that we consolidate a little bit, come in for a dip, and then push on higher. And if I go back to my other chart here, just with the path, we can see obviously the path right now sort of doing its thing. Obviously we've overshot the path in terms of what I was expecting as a target, and to be completely honest with you, I'm now thinking that we have probably sort of played out this Like if we just kind of move that across, we've pretty much sort of played out this move up. We got the retest, and now really I'm looking for this to start to sort of run on higher. Obviously not playing out exactly how we expected, but yes, it looks like this is probably going to move on higher from here. So yeah, I think we can. Like I say, these are not always completely drawn to time. I think it's really just a case of sort of shifting this across a little bit more. Obviously, we've had the dip, we've had this, we're currently on this push up now. So let's see if we do cool off a bit here, as the path suggests, or let's see if we do sort of run up higher. I just think it's a matter of time before Bitcoin takes out 110,000, as we looked at on the liquidation heat map, and really starts to pick up in terms of the gears. And it looks like we're probably going to be well ahead of our target. If that breakout happens, it looks like we'll probably come up to this trend line pretty soon. Like I say, this trend line here again is merely really for my own thoughts. This connects the absolute highs of the last two bull runs, as opposed to being a best fit line. So like I say, I don't think this will provide significant resistance. It might do in the short term. We've got a longer term fib, the 286, coming in at 13,000 as well. If we actually look at where that would be, if price actually got up to that trend line, it's coming in around that vicinity. So potentially that will be the next area that I look for, a move to around 113 to 115,000. Potentially then we get the consolidation and pullback, and then we actually pop through that up to around 120. And I think from there, Bitcoin, in price discovery, really starts to get a move on. So yeah, very bullish here for Bitcoin right now. There's, I mean, absolutely no reason not to be. And yeah, I kind of see a move like this probably happening over the next few days or the next week. And then we probably get some sort of, retest, and then we look to go on higher, like I say, to around about 120,000. So yeah, that would be my most likely path for Bitcoin right now, provided this sort of momentum stays. And obviously, I am still thinking we might get some sort of sell off, but that'll be absolutely an opportunity to buy. If we look at Ethereum then, so Ethereum has been struggling. It continues to look very sluggish, very slow here. And really what we're waiting on is Ethereum to break out this descending trend line, start to push back up, and get out of this descending trend line as well, this longer term descending trend line that we've got on the Ethereum chart here, coming in around about sort of 3,750 at the moment, back above 3,820. And once we get up here, I think it will be a formality then that Ethereum will see new highs for this cycle, and eventually up to new all-time highs. So I think this move will happen any week, any day. I'm just being very patient with Ethereum here. Like I say, any moves back down towards 3,100, I think would be an opportunity to add. But I'm pretty much fully invested, fully long on ETH, and just waiting for that move to happen. And I have no doubt whatsoever that move will happen very soon. Solana as well. Obviously, Solana, huge strength, massive run up over the weekend, hitting 295. What I really want to see now is just Solana just, stabilize here. It's been very volatile. If it can consolidate above $250, then surely it's only a matter of time before it reclaims 265 and starts to run back up towards $300. And from there, next target on Solana is going to be this $322. And then we've talked about the 420 level as well. So Solana looking strong. Pepe showing a bit of weakness over the last couple of days. I really think this is an opportunity. I don't expect Pepe to be around these prices for very long. Similar to Ethereum, it just needs to break out from this descending trend line again. What we really now need to do now is adjust that, because that's now invalidated. Obviously, we've got another trend that we want to break. This is the problem with these sort of diagonals. They often get invalidated. But yes, we'd be looking for this breakout to occur, get a successful retest, and start to really pop off. And look, I just will say, in terms of the Trump coin, I mean, this has been a massive liquidity drain on a lot of the crypto market and a lot of the altcoins. I mean, some of these altcoins are absolutely battered. If we just go back to, sort of like my leverage trade list, we can see some of these. Well, it's a real mixed bag. Like some of these are up, some of these are down today. Some of these have come off quite a bit. Some of the AI agents are getting hit pretty hard today. We've got others that are seeing sort of double digit gains. So there's a lot of volatility. I mean, you look at something like a Popcat getting absolutely hammered. And this is a top meme on Solana, one of the top Solana memes. Solana's hitting new all-time highs, and Popcat is just completely getting destroyed. Um, things like Fwog as well. Another big Solana meme, obviously wicking down, like really wanting to see these things start to turn around. Goat as well, absolutely awful. And I just have to look at this and say to myself, like, we're seeing the price action on some of these. I'm just like, what on earth is going on with some of these tokens? Like, why are they just down only with the rest of the market picking up, with Solana picking up? And all I can say is it is a liquidity drain. The thing you have to bear in mind, a lot of people have made a lot of money very quickly on the Trump coin. When that liquidity comes out of that Trump coin and rotates, that is what is going to completely gigasend all of the assets I've just looked at. These memes included, I do not think any of these memes will be left behind. The narrative is still there. The narrative around Solana has never been stronger. And I think Ethereum as well, the narrative will come back. It's only a matter of time. Obviously, the Trump World Liberty Financial Project continue to stack more and more Ethereum. And at some point, we will see Trump coin, the liquidity from the Trump coin rotate. And it will be absolutely immense. It will be absolutely epic when it happens. Looking at the Trump token today, there have been quite a number of large sales, and people are selling for like million, million dollar sales going through, and there's so much liquidity on the token. The token's hardly moving. But you've got to think, like, where are all these whales going to be putting those funds? Are they just going to be taking them out of crypto? Absolutely not. These are crypto guys. A lot of these guys, all right, that got in early are actually crypto guys, pro crypto. And of course, they're going to take that out and they're going to swap it for Solana. And then from that Solana, where are they going to go? They might say, well, Solana's run a lot. We'll put a bit into ETH. We go defensive, go safe, put it into Bitcoin. Or of course, some of that money and quite a lot of that money will probably go into other meme coins, other Solana meme coins, other Ethereum meme coins. So I think, if you're a Pepe holder, and by the way, I'm a huge Pepe holder. Pepe is my fourth largest position behind Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. Then I'm looking at this and I'm just saying this is a great opportunity. If I did not have Pepe now, I would be buying here. I do have Pepe. I have a lot of Pepe, and I have absolutely no interest in selling. Just because I think over the next month, not even months, but over the next few days and weeks, I really expect Pepe to start to come back to life and start to outperform. Once people realize what big endorsement for the space this is, and also when people realize that liquidity is not just going to leave these markets, that liquidity is going to get rotated and it's going to go into some of these other coins. And we've got the Bitcoin liquidity to get rotated. When Solana gets higher, between 300, 350, $400, I fully expect Solana liquidity to flow into a lot of the smaller meme coins. If we take a very quick look at a few of these today, ones that I'm really bullish on that I've talked a lot about. One of these is Alpha. I mean, Alpha, I remember when it was down here at 600K market cap. I was doing a couple of videos on it when it was like sub 1 million. I said, keep an eye on this. And I expect Alpha, like it's up to sort of 2 million. It went as high as 3 million. I can see this running back up. I can see this running back up to 10 million, potentially higher. Okay. So I really think there's an opportunity for things like this to run higher. We look at Mini as well. Mini up 36% today, 36% up. Sigma as well. Sigma starting to pick up here, up 20% today. Obviously, they did pump, they came back off, and they're starting to move again. Billy getting absolutely destroyed, absolutely hammered. I'm not saying this is just going to go nuclear from here or go vertical. But obviously, some of these are showing strength, things like your gigas, your alphas, your minis, your sigmas, and some of them are showing weakness. And obviously, the ones that are showing weakness right now, just got to be a little bit more patient with. But obviously, these ones that are showing strength are probably going to be the next ones to run, the first ones to run. We've got Manifest as well. Obviously, you could buy this recently for sub 1 million. Now it's back up to 2 million market cap, which is this obviously 19, 1.9. I expect this to go. I really expect this to move and sort of come back up to its highs for the cycle. Maybe these don't reach all-time highs in Solana value, but certainly in dollar value, I'd be very surprised if a lot of capital does not rotate into these. So, yeah, there's a few ideas there. Obviously, for those of you that are feeling a bit more risky and a bit more adventurous, maybe look into some of those. But yeah, just going back to Bitcoin then, obviously Bitcoin flirting with 108,000 still looking like it potentially wants to break out further today. We could potentially see the biggest green candle by dollar value ever in Bitcoin's history today. I don't know when the last one was, but I'm assuming like a 10,000 plus candle, green candle must be right up there. And yeah, potentially, like I say, based on the liquidation heat map, we can run up to sort of 111, 112,000 fairly quickly. And from there, potentially, we are coming up and seeing some higher prices up to around about 115. I think that would be my target in the short term. But obviously, things are very volatile. So I guess my message is just stay safe. Don't get over leveraged. Don't get carried away. Don't try to resist just FOMOing into things that are pumping, because as we've seen, things are pumping, they're dumping. The volatility is huge right now. But yeah, in terms of pullbacks and dumps and sell-offs, I think those are opportunities right here, and I expect the entire market to lift higher over the next few days and weeks. We are obviously flirting with a breakout for Bitcoin. We're likely to see a total market cap breakout too, which should be coming above this 3.72 trillion. So you can see we're having a green day today, bullish engulfing candle currently. If we close like this, potentially we start to come up higher. I see that breakout. Total 3 as well. We can see some consolidation sideways. Obviously, big down move yesterday, starting to recover today. So again, we need to see this above 115, sorry, 1.15 trillion. We need to get above there to really see the altcoins start to move. And I think this will probably likely coincide with Ethereum starting to pick up. I think, we've had Solana, we've had XRP, we've had, I think Ethereum and the Ethereum ecosystem and the Ethereum memes really need to start to wake up over the next few days and weeks, and we will see total market cap really expand higher. And that for me is the next big move. That is the next big idea. The big one to go is going to be Ethereum. So I know I've been talking a lot about it, but there's good reason for that. And I think as every week passes, we get closer and closer to that move taking place. Just finally, Bitcoin dominance as well. Bitcoin dominance breaking up. So we've come above this descending trend line. This isn't ideally what we wanted to see, but I really do think that, like I say, this market will turn around very, very quickly. Potentially, we're looking at some sort of sideways range here before a further breakdown. So, in terms of the path, we're probably, I still think we're gonna get this move down at some point very soon. Obviously, we just need to be mindful timing wise of when this plays out, but I do think this also plays out very, very soon. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Obviously, thank you very much for watching. Let's keep an eye on what Bitcoin does today, and obviously the other majors, and yeah, Trump inauguration. So it's probably going to be a volatile couple of days for crypto. But like I say, I still remain of the view that dips are for buying. Obviously, new Bitcoin all-time highs could be a lot worse. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks again for watching, and talk to you all on the next one. GM, GM, GM.